Angela here again. How is everybody going? I have got another little project today, so I'm so glad that you've decided to pop on over and follow along with me. So I've got a couple of the things that you're going to need to do this, so most of the things I think. I'm going to start and get right into it. First thing you're going to need is one of these envelopes again. Again, try and use something that you have. Alternatively, use a piece of copy paper and just mock one of these up. Not hard to do. These are just things that I have on hand. Now this is a 6 by 6 inch envelope, and I think that's 15 centimeters, 15.5 centimeters each way. So that's the one thing that I'm going to use, one of these. Just put that to the side. These are the papers that I'm going to use. So this is a 2 to the page that I've printed out. They do come like this in the kit, so you're able to pick out this particular one. So I've got that there. I've cut a piece here, so I just only had the one with me. I'm going to use a mailer. We're going to cut the mailer, so I'm not going to give you the measurements of it, other to say that we are going to be this one is 16 centimeters or 6.5 inches, and I think that we'll probably cut it to about 5 inches, there or thereabouts. All right, so I'll give you the details closer to the time. We will cut a piece off of this, so that's the other bit. Then using some of this gold paper, this lovely paper, which is one of the lace prints from my Lace Tea and Avo kit, and I do love that. And then we're going to be using a piece of this sheet, which I have cut off the piece over here, so one of those. I'm going to use the monotone sheet, this one that matches with this design here, and then we're going to use this pink backing sheet as well. Alright, so those are the pages that I have chosen to use. Of course, guys, you should use whatever it is that you are, whichever theme you're using for your journal. Alright, so that's just what I'm going to use today. So let's get started and have a look at what we are going to do. So we'll start with our mailer here. And what I did was, I have cut a piece that, as you can see, is 4.75 inches in length across that way. All right, that equates to 12.5 centimeters. So just cut that bit right off there, and you'll be left with a piece like this. Okay, and then what I've done is I have taken it apart, as you can see. So I have then folded it along the a line that is just one, because that's the natural fold line for the envelope. I've moved that up to just 3/4 of an inch that way, so that it sort of matches the frames on that side. So you've got that bit there. So this will be 4.5 inches in length, and that would be 11.5 centimeters, there or thereabouts. And then I have taken this bit, that's the let's just go back to it. That would be the natural fold line there, so I have just trimmed that off, and then I have folded it up 5 centimeters or 2 inches. So I've got a flap there that's folded up that way. All right, so we've got that 2-inch flap there, and then we've got this bit that's going to come down on the top like that. So we just readjusted the placing of this. So we now have an envelope that is just short of 6 inches or 15.5 centimeters. Okay, and as I said, this is 4.5 or 12 and that way, just short of that. Okay, so that's what we've got there. We're going to use this and we're going to cover this quickly. So let's get to that. Now, as I did, just move that one to the side, I took this piece of paper here, which are half the size of the normal sheet, and as I said, they're in my kit if you were looking to do that. Then what I've done is I have cut out the corner piece over here to fit onto the top of this piece like that. Okay, so that bit is going to go on there, but before I do anything with that, so we can take this bit and just put it to the side. That would make a beautiful journal card just there, that nice wide bit or tag. What I want to do now is, before I stick that down, is I want to use my craft knife. You can use your scissors. And what I've done is, my new thing, I like to do this, you've seen me do this before, is guesstimate where it is that window is below. All right, so it's a case of making sure this is where I need it to be, lifting it up and looking there and measuring that there like that, and this bit there like that. Okay, and the same with this bit there. All right, so I have now just made a little bit of a window there. I have drawn with my ruler where that window should be. I'm not going to cut out that. I'm going to cut around it. I'm going to remove that and replace that. Right. Let's do it with my craft knife. All right, so I do love a craft knife, so you can't go wrong with that. So I'm going to just take the knife and cut along those lines there, and then I'll come back and talk about the rest of it. Okay, so you can see I've just cut those 3 lines there with my craft knife, and the top one as well, which I didn't quite go to the corner with. So there we go, that should be loose now. Alright, now what I want to do, and this does become tricky, I want to just take that a little bit further along, this line here, and then I want to cut around these flowers. So you can, I'll probably speed this up just so that you can see what it is, and I am going to cut off that this bit here, but we will use it, so don't despair. And I do this because I like the way that the flowers sort of hang over the window, so I do like that. I like the effect. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to hang on to that bit there. This now should find its place over there, and I think I've got this a bit skew, but I'll adjust that in a minute. Okay, so that's what we've got there. Then I want to just take this little piece, and I have cut one out not to bore you. So there we go. And what I will end up doing is tucking that somewhere underneath here by just loosening. How did I do it earlier? Yeah, I just cut this bit over here as well. So I did do this on a trial run just to make sure it was going to work, you know, as you do. Okay, so that will then enable us just to put this underneath and make that like a little bit of a 3D approach over there. All right, so I'll be able to use that window. So that's what we've got over there. Now what I want to do is just going to show you the rest of the bits that I've got for this. So if I open that up, I am going to be using some of that lace paper just to put on the back there. But what I will be doing, because it's not double-sided and you'll see white underneath there, I've cut a little separate piece out which I will be sticking on that bit there, so that when you do stick this down to cover the blue area at the back, that you will actually have a nice piece to look at there. All right, so that's that and that. Then on this side over here, I have cut out some of that monotone paper, which I'm going to just go and stick down over there like that. All right, so we'll get that done. And then this piece over here, we will then put on top of that bit over there. All right, so I'm going to speed this up. You can have a look and see how I'm going to put this all together. And I'll see you back here, guys, in a minute. Okay, so we're going to start by sticking this all down. So let's do that. Right. Okay, so I have stuck this one down on the top here. I've left this flap open just so that I've got room just to put this little bit in, which is the bit that I've cut off from, I think, over there. So what I want to do is I want to just slip this underneath that top flap there before I glue that down. So let's just get that all ready. Right, so we'll just do that so that it looks like it was meant to be there all the time. Got a bit of glue on the window there, so just need to rub that off. Okay, there we go. So we've got that bit in place, and then I'm just going to speed up and do the rest of this. But before I do that, let me just show you what I'm going to do for the window there. So with this, I want to take this piece here. This is going to fit over the back here to cover up the blue area, but before I do that, I want to stick down this bit here, which I've got a little butterfly that I want to fit into the window. So I'm going to stick this down on one side. So let's do it on this side here, which is not the window side. Okay, now I'm going to do that and turn that over like that. So that's just going to give me some sort of point to keep it down, and now I can see where I want to position this butterfly, that I can see it through the window, and I thought it at an angle. That's a bit high, I wanted it a bit lower, like that. Okay, so there we go. I'll just pick up the butterfly. I'm just going to do a little bit here of it, and then I can see how to get the rest of it down. And my glue is now a right mess here. There we go. And then just to seal that in, so it's like a faux window. All right. Okay, and then we'll be able to stick the other piece onto the back of this section here like that. So let's do that. Got our little pocket there, we've got that whole lot covered over there as well. Okay, so that's coming along nicely, and now what I want to do is I want to put it onto this envelope here. Alright, so this envelope has got this flap on the side here, so I'm going to have that on the right. Okay, so we want to stick this down on 3 sides here like that. But I do want to cover up this piece. This has come from the monotone paper that I showed you earlier. So from the top corner. So I'm just going to stick that down here. I had to go and check what the dog was barking for. Now I'm breathless running up the stairs. As you do. Because I thought, oh, who's at the door now, you know. Anyway, it's but nobody. I think it was just the neighbour. Right, so that's all done. So we can get back to this. Right, let's stick this down here on that bit there like that. So there we go. I do love the monotone colours in here. And then we're going to stick this bit on here as well. Before I do that, I'm going to just take a little sliver off the top there, so just to open up that envelope a little bit, so it's really a tiny bit. Okay, so you can see it's really like a hair's breadth, and I've just cut that straight across there. You could cut it with your scissors. It's just giving me an opening, and I do need to just close that there. Right, there we go. So now we're ready to stick this, and as I said, we're going to have a pocket this side, so this is the side we don't want to. And here's the note that said the toilet was blocked downstairs a few months ago because they were working on some pipes or something. So, you know, Right, so we've got that all done. And again, you could just use double-sided tape with this. Okay, so we've got that there, and this is ready to go on the top of this envelope here. Okay, so we can just line that up nicely and get that all lined up. Oops, there we go. So that looks good. Just use, oops, things are flying all around here. Just use some of my distress ink for the edges. Okay, so we've got this that's opening up. We've got a pocket over here. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. We'll finish off this bit as well. We've got a bit of a pocket over here as well, and we've got a pocket over there as well. Okay, so it's coming along. Let's do the back and make more pockets, as you do. So again, I've used the monotone paper. Because I cut that strip out over here, this went over there like that. But that doesn't matter because I have a remedy for that. So I just want to make sure I've got this the right way up. I'm going to stick this down just over the back bit here. And I do love these monotone papers, as I was saying, because it sort of breaks all the bright colour up, which is good. You don't want everything to be loud, do we? We want some kind of a balance. So it's great just to be able to do that with these kind of papers. Oh, my art glitter glue has come. It's come to the time where I need to go and soak that nib because it's clogged, and that's because I didn't do it the last time. I was too hasty, and I have not done it. So now I'm sitting with a clogging problem, which is what happens. Okay, I'm going to just change glues because this is going to just annoy me. Right, so what I've done here is I've taken a piece of the gold paper, and it's sticking with my monotone sort of theme, so I thought I'd go with that. And I've cut this bit to make a pocket here, which then covers that little bit over there as well. Okay, so let's just do it this way and put some of this glue on, which is working fantastically, and I'm not going to stress myself out. Right, so I'm just going to cover up that space. You see, you never know at all. So there we go, that still folds down fine. We've got our pocket over there, like that. Right, so let's do some decorating here quickly then. Okay, I've cut out a wildflower die cut in that raspberry paper. I've got one cut out in that gold paper I've just used, so I'm going to stick those down quickly. Okay, and then I've got one of my little fussy cut flowers from my Floral Fussy Cuts kit. I thought that would just pick out some of those colours for this corner, so we've got some excitement going on there. And if you don't have die cuts, then using fussy cuts is the way to go. And I used to use loads of these before I got my die cut machine. You know, I used to find them in books and all sorts. So, you know, don't forget about those if you don't have a die cut machine. And I like to be able to give everybody solutions, so I hope that's one that will work for you. Right, and then what I've got is, I've got my little sentiments again because I just love these. So that's from the typewriter sentiments. I've stuck them onto some of this pink paper, and that's what I love about them, is that you can stick them onto any color paper that works with the theme that you're going with. So I'm going to just stick this down at the bottom here. Okay, we've got our little butterfly peeking through there. And I was going to put another butterfly on, but I'm not sure if I will. I was going to put one on over there. Or do I want it like that? Yeah, do it. Just do it. Okie dokes. Right, so we've got that laid up now. So let's put some bits together then. Right, what I thought was, got this lovely large tag. I've put in a large brad in there, which went perfectly. Put some sari ribbon and just trying to keep it as flat as possible. This is going to go into the envelope's pocket itself. So let's just put it into that one there. So that will end up going in there. Then I've taken a large journal card. This is the journal card from the kit, my purple kit. So there I've just put a tab on, put some recycled card on there, and I'm going to stick this into this pocket that we made over here. So that's going to go in there. And then what I did at the back here is I wanted to bring a pop of color. So I have taken the small envelope that's part of that kit, which is this style, which is perfect with the pinks. I've printed the lacy paper on the back, and now I'm going to fold it up. I'm not sure at this moment if I'm going to glue this. Yeah, let's glue it. Sometimes I like to make notes on the inside of this, like secret notes. So you could do that as well. Alright, so we'll just stick those down there, and then that closes, and we'll just stick that into that there. You can put other ephemera as well, as you know, or you can put it this way. You can do lots of things with it, so it's up to you. So we'll just leave that there for the moment. So I've got everything in the pockets there. The only one that I haven't done yet is something in here, which I left for last so that I could show you what it is. So this is looking pretty flat at the moment, which I'm loving. So we'll leave that there. Now what I did was, oops, it's all falling apart. Right, what I did here was I took a sheet of paper that has, and I don't think I've got it near me, but it's the one that's got the lock on, and it's got I cut the whole length of it. So for example, let me show you 9.5 centimeters or 3 3/4 inches wide. So I've just taken and let me just grab one of these pages here. It's not this one, but oh, it is this one. It's that bit there, and I cut the full length of it. All right, so as I said, the width that I just gave you with the whole strip there. I ran it through my embossing folder, so that I have done, and then I put the gold paper and stuck it on the back, and I've just stitched around the edges like that. All right, so and then I've folded this bit at the top here. So I've folded up 1 inch. You've got a 4 inches, and then the last bit is 3 1/4 inches. All right, and then I've made like a mini booklet, and you've seen me make these before. I will link the video for the complete detail on how I do this. I just wanted a little flat piece of ephemera to go in there, so I've got some little tea stain pages which I am going to put in here. So I'm going to just put some of my little clips on here quickly. I'm going to get my pokey tool out, and I'm going to just put 2 holes in here, one over here and one over here. I'll probably have to do one in the middle as well, I think. And then I'm going to just clip it into this section. So let's just get that in, just seeing if I've centered it there, and that side like that. Okay, so then I'm going to just put the holes straight through like that. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a stitch here. So no, we want to put that through there that way, and hold that there a bit. And then we want to go through the middle. We want to go through the end. And we want to come back to the middle. There we go. Like that. And then I'm going to just take these two ends, bring them to the center bit, like this. I'm going to just cut this thread off. I want to make a knot here. And then we can just make a little bow. This is just embroidery thread, nothing fancy. I was just fortunate that it was the colour that I needed, so just got that there like that. Right, so I've just made a little match, like a little booklet goodie. Okay, now that can come off. And there we have it. So you've just got some little pages that you can make, little notebooks pages in there. You could put a little stamp on of a little butterfly or whatever you have, and you can make lots of little notes in there. So it's like a little notebook. I've just now sewn this flap, the 1-inch fold up, on the one side. You could just stick that there, or you could just sew across there. This is just so that I can pull this to the side and tuck it in there like that, and it's going to keep it nice and closed. Okay, so just needs a bit of a burnishing there like that. Right, so that bit is going to go on the inside here. So we've got a little booklet here. We've got a nice place to make some notes there if you wanted to as well. That's going to then close. We've got our little journal card, as I said, over there. And we've got our little tag tucked into the pocket there. And on the back, we've got our little envelope tucked in there as well. Okay, so there we go. We've got another piece of ephemera ready. So we're collecting a nice little collection. These are all earmarked for specific pieces in the journal. So I hope that you've enjoyed that. I hope that you're going to follow along and give it a try. This will go with any theme journal, and it's fun to make these different bits and bobs and use up those mailers and things that you've got lying around. All right, so let me know what you think. Keen to hear what you say about it, and love to see what you do with yours. All right, so leave me a comment there. Thanks so much for spending time with me as always. Thanks for all your amazing encouragement and your support. I cannot thank you guys enough for all of that. Really warms my heart. And I'll see you guys in the very next video. Bye-bye.